Hi, I'm Bella. Welcome to Paging Creatives. Pursuing a creative career can be a frustrating, isolating journey. So I sit down with working artists, taking risks, forging their own paths in hopes to inspire other artists, encourage, educate them, where we create a community of artists where we support, uplift one another, and even connect and network to further all of our creative endeavors. These next few episodes are sponsored by Casa Azul. It is a tequila soda. It is awesome. It comes in 4 flavors. My favorite is peach, and I like the lime margarita too. It has a small amount of alcohol, so it's not going to leave you feeling all fuzzy the next day. But if you're out, a little bit of inebriation just to have some fun with your friends. My 5th guest is the amazing, talented, the Prodigy, Louisa. Hi.
Hi. That's a big word, Prodigy.
I think it's true. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It is an honor. Yeah.
I always start with, where are you from? So where are you from?
So I was born and raised in Malaysia, and I've been there pretty much my whole life until college. Spring 2014 is when I went to Boston for school in Berklee College Music, and in late 2017 I moved to LA, and I've been here since.
Yeah, so Berklee, that's a big deal. You just glossed by that. But Berklee, being accepted to Berklee is a big deal. Graduating from Berklee is a really big deal.
Thank you.
What led you to that? How did that journey begin?
Yeah, I don't know. I think like it's just my whole life. From I could remember as a kid, maybe I was 3. Like I've always loved singing. My very first memory of loving music was watching My Heart Will Go On. No, watching the movie Titanic. Singing My Heart Will Go On. Just by memory after watching the movie with my aunt at the theaters, and so my whole family realized like, oh, no one has to teach her that she has this natural talent, and so just tried to like maybe put me to some music classes, dance classes, and they realized, oh, we never need to have her to practice, like ask her to practice, to do homework or scream at her, scream at me. I just do it naturally. And so yeah, I realized like I think that's part of me. So I'm very grateful that my family, like allow me to pursue my dreams. And as an Asian family, that's not normal.
It's not.
It's not normal. So I am the first creative that is pursuing music as a career. So it is a huge thing in that way, in that sense. And then of course, super thankful for the opportunity to do a Berklee Transit program. If it hasn't been that, I don't think I will have the chance to come to America to pursue music. Yeah, because it's so expensive.
It's expensive, but also it's a sacrifice because your family is still in Malaysia.
Yeah. I think like even like this is like almost 9 years here, 9 years being like living here. I think the main thing that would always be like a tension, because like obviously I'm seeing doors are slowly opening and favor happening, but then there's always this burden that I'm leaving behind. But I always just have to like lay it at God's feet and lay it at Jesus' feet, and to know that He's leading me, and also trusting that He's taking care of my family. Because if not, I just find myself always getting stuck in the same place, and not able to move on, and actually couldn't see a vision in my life. Yeah, because holding on to that burden. And I think it's also could be like a cultural influence, where me being the oldest, constantly I would feel like the guilt, like, oh, I'm being very selfish, just pursuing my dreams and not taking care of my family, and then seeing my parents getting older day by day, over FaceTime. Wow, I'm actually getting emotional a little bit, but it's real.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wouldn't regret my whole journey. Hasn't been easy. If I hadn't been here, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't get to experience the adventure that the Lord has led me on, and meet the people and be in the community that I am today. And of course, like be a Jesus follower. Like it all began when I came to US in 2014. Yeah.
So you are another evergreen person.
Yes.
And you are another person who literally, the moment I met you, I was like, this is my best friend. Like, all of you
We
have
met
this,
just once.
just this inviting, just positive, amazing energy.
Mm,
So I know that community is important to
mm,
you. How did you find that?
mm,
And then just
mm.
talk about how important that community is and how did you come to Evergreen?
Yeah. Really, it's because of my best friend, and I will always be grateful that how the Lord has showed His provision through community, especially in a city like LA. And my whole family, my aunt, has always been really like worried about like just my well-being in America, like knowing like how much freedom you can have over here, and then like maybe because when I came here I was like 20, 21. So like I guess that's the natural fear of like, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna do all these crazy things, right? I think my mom's and like relatives, everyone's prayers had been answered. Because to find a church like Evergreen is, I think it's a miracle for me. So my best friend had always been, I guess like love Bethel music, like love Bethel Church, like impacted by Pastor Bill Johnson and Chris Valentin. And so her heart, as she was living in LA at that time, she has been praying that if God would send her a community that has some sort of like Bethel connection. She was very ministered to how the way they share the love of God, how they share the gospel. She personally was very impacted, and that was a prayer. And then one day, like she was just Googling, and Evergreen was in Sherman Oaks at that time, and it was like by her place, like like we're super close to where she was living. And then when she felt home immediately, just looking at the tagline. I think it was open roots, open heavens, deep roots. So
Mhm.
she felt that was home. And so she told me, Louisa, I think this is new home for me. So when she went to visit, she's like, this is definitely home. And so obviously I was drawn, and never left. It felt like a spiritual Disneyland for me. Like the freedom, the joy, like friends who have, like been in Evergreen like 4 years ago, like they would see like this. I don't know. I always tell people like the first few months of attending Evergreen, I was literally jumping like a monkey, going up and down, like the freedom like you get to experience in worship. I think like for my understanding of like church culture or like worship, even from like, I guess like church culture back in Malaysia, was very different from what I get to experience in Evergreen. I mean, Bethel was obviously so far. I haven't get a chance to visit at that time. And so Evergreen was like my very first, I guess, encounter with the presence of the Lord and like worshiping with freedom and joy and just seeing like, wow, this is literally what worshiping without worrying how people think of you,
Is that part, right?
and then discovering how impactful it is when you are allowing yourself to be you. Because I think I was encouraged by people just coming up to me telling me like, I don't know, there's something about you like screaming or just jumping around, like just ministered to me. And I realized like, oh, literally whatever we do in life speaks God's love, like can be used to speak God's love, to spread God's love, or the opposite, I guess.
Yeah, or the opposite.
Yeah,
Yeah, I grew up in a Methodist church and it was
yeah,
very much like you're dressed up, you're very prim and proper,
yeah,
you're very quiet.
yeah.
The music was very not gospel, it was very much closer to opera.
Right.
So coming out to Los Angeles, it was a bit of a culture shock because it's
Yeah,
very different.
yeah,
But even Evergreen was the first time I saw like
yeah,
one person had a scarf, one person was dancing, one person was on the ground. It was just like people literally did whatever they wanted
yep,
to do. So to have the freedom to do that and worship however you want
yep,
is really powerful. And
yeah.
I've said this before, it's like Paging Creatives. It feels like Evergreen is like the church extension of Paging Creatives.
It is real. Honestly, like it is very shocking to see like a church filled with different kinds of creatives in the
Right.
music, and the film industry, and even just dance too. I Because of all my dancer friends in Evergreen, like I've been influenced by them. And then 2 years, about almost 2 years ago, I started pursuing ballet too. So
I love
I've
that.
been influenced by the creatives around me. And they have been so encouraging because like my dancer friends at Evergreen, they are like dancer, right? And I'm just pursuing my late dream as a ballerina. And they have been so encouraging. I've been attending my friends' classes because they teach, and they are nothing but just encouragement. And just to see the growth like just consistently pursuing training and classes, I'm surprised too. And so that actually ended up becoming like a personal, like a lesson to me. Like it's never too late to start
No,
anything. And it actually is a life encouragement for me, just like in the season that I'm in. Like it can feel very vulnerable to start a new journey, but at the same time, like it's worth it. I literally wanted to like cry in my first class. I mean, this may be too much info. I didn't
no,
ask
it's
for it.
amazing because I
But
think
yeah,
that that's important for people out there because we do have this societal pressure
yeah,
of, well, A, you need to be 20 and you need to do things when you
yeah,
were 20. If you're over 25, then forget it, just die. So
right,
you should be able to do and pursue the things that you want to pursue.
right.
And if you want to take a ballet class and you're 79, take a ballet class.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, ballet is hard. I miss it, but yeah.
Oh, it's hard. And I've learned to like passion really accelerates things because
Hmm.
I'm surprised. Like I'm surprised at how even my teacher is like moving me to like a harder class, like an intermediate class now. Like really? And then like I guess I'm just doing it
I love that.
afraid, and then it gets harder though. It doesn't get easier.
No,
But then
it
it
will keep getting
makes
harder.
there's this like weird like addiction. Like it gets you like you actually want the pain more because you see the progress, you see the fruit that comes out of it. So you're like, oh, it's worth it. And
Yeah.
you know that it's important to be consistent. So yeah.
You have a really great slogan for your classes that everyone has music inside of them.
Mm.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. Well, I believe that is from God, because God is the creator and He initiates music. And I believe that He's the one who first planted the desire of music, or just liking creative things. And so I get a chance to sow that and to help unlock that in people because we know how music is so healing and how
Mhm.
music moves emotions and how music unites people. And the music just has so many different elements, like amazing elements. And the only way I could find a root is God, right? And
Mhm.
so I had the opportunity to partner with God to see that, with the people within church and outside church. So with the young kids, most of my clients are kids,
Mhm.
and I have some adults that I'm working with too. But I've been able to see how music have moved them, differently, uniquely. I get to empower them. I get to call out identity in them through music.
Mhm.
And the same thing with adults. I've been able to see like breakthroughs that using music as a form of like a healing therapy. Yeah. But also I'm not a certified music therapist, but I've just get to witness like how music naturally brings healing to people. It moves people's heart. It helps people to process, helps people to relate, especially like listening to different genres of music. So yeah, I'm still on a journey on like, trying to find out what does it look like. Yeah, what it
Right.
actually looks like. Yeah.
Where are you in your business and how do you deal
Mm.
with setbacks and disappointments or challenges in your
Mm.
business?
Yeah. So we are about 2.5 years now, half years old. We launched in COVID over Zoom only. But I'm super thankful that we had that platform because I know at this point everyone's super zoomed out. But then because of Zoom too, we were still able to bring music into families, into homes, and to help out parents as well because the kids are running around too
Yeah.
much. Now we're back in person. There's still setbacks, different kinds of setbacks, because dealing with children in person can be very exhausting.
Yes.
I love them. And I'm very thankful that I really believe the Lord has given me a gift to like work with children. But at the same time, like at the end of like one full teaching day, I would think like, why am I so tired? And I realized like, oh my gosh, it's the kids. So
Yes.
even if it's just a 30 minutes lesson, I have to constantly like find a way to keep them energized, smile and all that. And all that is a form of service. right? And sometimes the huge setback is you're not getting the response that you want as a teacher, whether it's working with different, like the parents and working with students, they are not responding to the way you're teaching them. They are not practicing or the clients are disappointed from what they believe the expectation should be because they've invested this much of amount of money. So, and I guess sometimes it takes case by case. Some of them I will have to tell them, let's try again. Do not give up. Sometimes it's just a phase. Kids, we are seeing them like learning how to give up very quickly. I would say with this day and age with like TikTok and Instagram, I'm actually seeing the perseverance level within our like young generation today is getting lower.
That is
Yeah.
so disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then I'm thankful that I have that perspective. So with that perspective, it does help a little bit. So it stretches me to find creative ways to change, to craft my syllabus a little bit different. And each individual is so different.
Right.
Right. So that's the challenging part. But then there are also a lot of like amazing and positive things that come out of it. Because me as a teacher, nothing is more fulfilling than seeing your student just like learns a piece or like does the extra work, goes on the internet and looks up any music that they like and learn it without my help. And so I know not just them learning a new piece of music, but they actually develop a new skill of independence, right? And that is what I want to leave them like later on in their years, because they might not be pursuing music like I do, as a career, but I know I get a chance to, to sow in a value in them, to put value in them, which will help them to be hopefully a better individual for the society, because we know the culture we are today and the society we are today all comes of like combination of different human beings. And so I do believe that if each individual is healthier in our own ways, I really believe we can make the world a better place. Right.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I think that's a part of it is we're more broken now and people are we're missing connection
Yeah.
because of social media. You're connecting digitally,
Yeah.
not connecting in person.
Yeah.
And it's isolating, which
Yeah.
is part of the reason that I created this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it was the same. I was going to add on a little bit with kids too. It was tough for them to work with a stranger because, like, when I first started off with them, I'm obviously a stranger going to their homes, and they all get very like paranoid a little bit, like shy, or just don't know how to communicate with just a teacher, right? Because most of my kids are like 4, 5 to 7 years old. So when I first started with them, they're mainly like, I've never seen the world. Like they haven't started pre-K or anything. So they're learning how to communicate with the world again. Like what does it look like being outside, especially with the mask and everything. So it's a new journey. It's a new journey for teachers too. I can't teach the way I used to teach pre-pandemic. So
Right.
I'm learning as well. So I'm being stretched in a whole different way. We all have to adapt. We need to find what's the new norm, because we're not going back to like the old norm. So I think that's life too, right? Like how can we grow in resilience? So yeah, I think that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Resilience in everything that we do. Yeah.
I applaud you for starting a business, a creative one at that, during the pandemic. There are people, I feel like there were two types of people. Either they did what you did, applause,
Thank you.
or what I did, which is I just sat on the couch and ate Oreos because I thought the world was over. I wish I would have created. I was like, we're done here.
Right.
But I mean, congratulations on that.
Yeah,
For
thank
my
you.
last question, I want to ask you something. If you could be anywhere,
Yeah.
do anything with anyone,
Mm.
what would it be and why? I'll answer first to give you a chance to think about it. Mine would be, I had an Aunt America who my mom always told me about, and she was murdered. I never got a chance to meet her. She was murdered. She went to her boyfriend's house. The boyfriend was with another woman, and they never knew who did it. And that was always sort of a lesson to me in that, don't go over people's houses. That just by yourself and you don't know what's going on. But B, I just heard so much about this Aunt America who lived in New York and who was into fashion.
Yeah.
And I would love to meet her and sit down and just have a meal with her and ask her questions. And I just think it's important to know all of your history, to know more about yourself. So that would be mine.
That's beautiful. I mean, like, it's sad to start, but then like, wow. Okay. For me, first thing that came to mind was I would love to bring my mom to Greece.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's always like her dream place. She's always just like had dreams about going to Greece. So we haven't had a chance to do that. So hopefully in the future, or actually really just bring my family around the world. To be just with family around the world. I think that's, not just one place. I know I'm being greedy.
No, that's
Yeah,
good.
so what?
Family around the world. I'm gonna claim that for you. That's
Yeah,
happening in the near
thank you.
future.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, tell everyone where they can find you.
Okay. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram. You can type in Louisa Foong, LOUISAFONG, and you should be able to find me. And I have a YouTube channel as well. You can search in the same thing, LOUISAFONG, and website, louisafoong.com. And you also, if you want to follow more news on my startup, you can type in www.pimusicacademy.com. Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and or listening to Paging Creatives. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, or follow. It really helps the channel. And creatives, your art brings light and love into the world, making it a better place. And I love and support you.